May I just lay out a little bit of context for the sign?
Yeah, raise the mic and talk louder.
Sure. Okay. Good evening, esteemed board members. My name is Adam Krieger. I'm representing 1480 Realty LP. I'm the Director of Marketing and Leasing for Teaneck Square, the brand new apartment building that you guys all see on the corner of Queen Anne Road and State Street.
You're not selling us the building. Explain that to
Of course.
Talk about the sign. Talk to us about how long the sign's going to be up.
Sure. We would hope to have the sign up for approximately 6 months just during the leasing period. The reason being is that a lot of people, they see the building, they don't know what the building is. They're saying, I thought it's fully leased up, or I didn't know it's open. At the time that I joined the project, we had only 20 leases signed. Now we've been leasing more, but most of our traffic comes from people driving by. About 50% of people we find out about the building from exterior signage. The building we feel is particularly important for Teaneck. In general, it's the first large multifamily building built since 1990. Multifamily is an important sector in housing, both for people that are downsizing. Instead of moving to Florida or out of Teaneck to Paramus or Hackensack, where you have approximately 20 such buildings going up, where people expect amenities and stuff like that, we can keep them in Teaneck. Same thing with the younger millennial generations who have good jobs in the city and that kind of thing, who maybe would not know that they can live in Teaneck and commute with a bus right on the corner to the city, to the Port Authority right over the bridge. So we want to be able to keep people in Teaneck and drive business to Teaneck. The best way for us to get this message out that you can stay in Teaneck and live in Teaneck like this is with a sign, because that's where most of the traffic comes from. The further we go out and the more we have to do online marketing, the less people we can bring in and keep here. And these people are either going to stay in Teaneck and live in Teaneck and drive traffic to the stores in Teaneck and all the markets and stuff like that and help the building owners pay taxes, or they're going to go elsewhere. Our number one tool for doing that is with a leasing banner that we can just leave up during the leasing period that says, ladies and gentlemen, we are open. This banner is modeled after Piet Mondrian, the Dutch artist of the 20th century. That's what the color scheme is. We wanted to make a very tasteful banner that will add character and keep it classy. Although it is, of course, for marketing the building, we wanted to make a statement that Teaneck is open for business. We can serve this market here in Teaneck. And that's why we're here to ask for your assistance in this.
Question.
Go ahead.
So wouldn't this be more enlightening to an urban area? Basically, when you're thinking about like a billboard, a 40 by 20 foot sign, I think is not conducive for a suburban area, wouldn't you say?
I think that our, I don't know how to exactly answer the question. I'll say our main goal is that we need people to understand that this building is open for business. So people are always in that downtown area, but they don't know what the building is. They don't know if it's an office building, if it's a residential building like that. So we just, for us, this is a tool just to say, hey, we're open for business, come and check us out. Otherwise, people have no way of knowing.
Sure, and most realtors, what they do is they do open houses and perhaps advertise?
Absolutely. We are spending significant amounts of money on advertising, and we're doing open houses, but still, people don't know to go to the building. And although we do open houses and we get people on the weekends, a lot of people are driving by, and when they understand what it is, they want to come and stop in. So we just want to say to them, this is the building, and alert them to it. So you're right, in urban areas like New York City, urban residential areas, you see these kind of things all over. They're basically saying, we're a building, and they have very tasteful signs that say that the building is open. And so that's what we're modeling it after. We're right, the benefit of our building is that we're right outside of the walkable downtown of Teaneck. So we're basically saying that as people are there, they can see that this building is there, and they can realize that they can be there and live there and drive traffic to those stores and live in our building. That's our goal.
So, for a few questions. What are the squiggles on the right side?
Sure. Those are just artistic
Squiggles?
squiggles.
It looks from the drawing that it's going to cover the windows of 2 floors of the building. Is that correct?
So as I think Robert from Majestic can attest, this is called a mesh gradient banner. So what it means is that you can see out of the building, and it doesn't affect visibility, but it still provides the effect because the the meshes of a certain size walls.
Through the chair, I'm going to ask, how is it attached? Is it meshed? How is it attached?
It's gonna be fastened, we're gonna put a bracket across the top of it, and those will be fastened with anchors on the building, top and bottom. The reason why typically a banner like this will put grommets and screws all along the top and sides and the bottom. We don't wanna do that to damage the building. So we're just gonna have a large bracket with brackets probably every 2 feet, every 3 feet, over the top and bottom.
Okay, I wasn't finished though. There are 2 temporary signs in the front of the building on the sidewalk when you drive by Queen Anne Road. Those are going to remain?
I suppose that would be up to you. We wouldn't need those signs if we had this. Those are because we wanted to appear before you because we need something in the meantime, so we just have temporary signs there, but this would serve that purpose.
And just looking at it, I know we don't have the full measurements of the wording on it, but what benefit is there other than artistic to just cutting it in the middle and having only Teaneck Square apartments for lease without the artistic squiggles, the other colors, and the new shape of luxury, or including the new shape of luxury and having it half the size? The rest of the banner, you don't really need to read to accomplish what you want?
Sure. I mean, I brought this because, this is basically the sign. I wanted you guys all to see that it's a very tasteful sign. This is in a square, more in line with our name. So, I mean, that's a possibility as well. This was just, greater visibility with a larger sign. And, there's no accounting for taste, so the graphic artist that put that together made it in that shape with the squiggles. We're not wed to the squiggles.
Quick question. Do the residents that currently live there know anything about this? If you have 20 people that are already renting, and I looked out my window and I saw this monstrosity on the building that I just rented and took a lease out on, I don't know if I'd be very happy. I had to look at that for 6 months. Is that a fair question? Are they aware of this?
Sure. We haven't discussed it with the residents that are presently there. They wouldn't be seeing it. It would be more passersby that are seeing it.
I see windows, I don't know how they wouldn't see it if they looked out their window. It's kind of hard to explain that to me.
Okay, no, what I meant.
If that goes on the building, I think most of the residents that are in that building, at some point in their apartment, they'll see that when they look out the window.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I mean, I would be certainly open to surveying our residents and seeing if they would, enjoy this sign or not. I think most of the residents want the building to succeed because the more rental revenue we have, the more services we can provide to them. Right now, the truth of the matter is that the building needs to fill itself up. We have a very limited time window of approximately 3 months before the end of the season when everybody chooses where they live, and they're either going to stay in Teaneck or they're going to find buildings that have much greater visibility on the highway on Route 4 and Route 17. So our goal is to fill the building up. Otherwise, the building remains vacant, and it's it's not good for
My
anybody.
goal is to keep the people that are there. Looking at that, I don't know.
No, I agree with you. I want everybody to be happy as well.
Is there perimeter fencing around the property?
I'll answer that, yes, there is.
Okay. Is the sign able to be attached to the perimeter fencing?
This is up and high.
I know, versus up high.
The layout
would have
it's
the
a
same effect.
decreasing elevation, so you're wasting your time. That's, you might as well like to work, donate your time to charity. That's for the kids walking high school, but they're too young to sign leases. There's no one, the passerbys who are walking there are going to the schools. What they're really looking to capture are the people driving, say, north on Queen Anne Road, say, west on State Street, say, east on State Street to look up. Because the building goes down, the fences are actually conceptually below grade. The beginning of down houses is...
I still saw the other signs that they had up there, so...
Well, you were cheating because you knew about the
I
site.
was looking for it.
I was.
I drive and I looked.
I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it too. Yeah.
Thank you.
a couple of thoughts on this that I'm a little confused about. You're indicating, if I'm correct in understanding, that the signs that are on the ground, people aren't seeing sufficiently. Now, I know that people tell me when I type on a computer using caps, you're yelling, but I have visual problems with that. You're not yelling, you're screaming here. You can't get much larger in the message, and what you're telling me is you're doing it because signs on the ground are insufficient for a motorist to see going by, yet you're expecting with a huge, humongous, gargantuan sign that they'll be looking 5 and 6 stories up from the ground while they're driving their car. That's a little counterintuitive and dangerous. You're making, when I use the term yelling, what I'm really saying is you're making a very loud sign in what used to be a very quiet area. And that's unfair to the neighbors. I understand the distress you must be going through if you're insufficient to the task right now of loading the building the way you'd like to see it. I know you need revenue driving the building. Nevertheless, what you're asking isn't extraordinary, it's aberrant.
Mr. Rosa, our goal is not to offend anybody nor to cause any driving distraction. There are a lot of people that are shopping and walking in the town, and right now they just see a large building, an edifice. They don't know what it is. So we want to address them. We're open to reducing the size. We're open to working with you. We want to make people known. It's good for business. It's good for Teaneck. It's good for everybody.
I'll go another step further then. I would probably be more inclined towards a sign that looked like that and was about that size.
All right, yeah, you almost get it. Can you back that sign up for a second? All right. You have.
How big is it? 4 by 4 by 4.
All right. Get something of that size, smaller with that information in it, and a little bit smaller letters. Robert, you know what we're talking about here? And I think this board would be more inclined to do something. That's what I think the general consensus here.
Can we talk height? What are you thinking? This is 20 feet.
This is 2-story. Boardrooms in general would be at this type of height, high up here, a 1-story height.
One story works for me.
I just don't like the idea that it's blocking windows, egress for emergency, like fire.
But I'm assuming it's an empty
That
apartment.
really concerns me.
Are they doing it in an empty apartment?
Especially 2 floors, I mean, even 1 floor. I don't like blocking windows. That's one of my things.
Yeah, even if it's an empty apartment?
We don't have CO on those.
Yeah, but there's 20 other occupants in that building. Suppose there's a fire on that and they got to egress down to the other
It's
end.
a floor that doesn't have a CO.
What's that?
The floor
Floor
doesn't have
doesn't have
CO.
a CO.
Yeah, but they're all connected, aren't they? It's one big building.
No,
I'm talking about there's a
living
fire
on
at one end and they run down that other end, whether it has a CO or not, they try to get out. There's something blocking the window that we approve. I don't like blocking windows.
I think it's a good point. We don't have anybody living above the 4th floor, so this sign is only where people are living. We can certainly make the sign so.
There's
that
other
wouldn't
people
block
living in the
any-
building,
any- No, not on those floors. People are only living floor 1.
They can
2,
get to
3.
those floors, can't they?
No, they can't.
There's no
The elevators
staircases,
are on
there's
the-
no elevators that go.
What they're saying is that they're only CO'd up to 4, so this would be above it. So
People lease an apartment because they drive by a sign. I don't think that's correct. But to start putting billboards on buildings, I think that's a really bad precedent for us. Vertical, you see leasing now, you see them next to buildings all the time, so maybe that's.
If we have to wait till the end of next month, we already.
Next meeting's July 18th. Can't do anything about it before that.
Okay, because, is there a way that we can come to some sort of agreement about what would work?
The best thing is for you to hear what this board is saying. Your sign maker is very, very knowledgeable about what this board approves. He heard what we said tonight, and he can very well understand, based on what we said tonight, to design you a sign that we will approve next meeting.